theft of school property, gang war on the front lawn, possible relations with a minor, and worst of all of it on the 11 o'clock news.
You have my resignation.
Resignation? You're fired!
Well, fellow, when you let yourself care too much, they always get you.
Well, they got me.
Good luck.
This used to be a really fine school. 30 years ago. Take care of yourself, boyo.
You too, Farnsworth.
You were one of the good ones.
Thanks.
So watch those nice buns of yours, Laird.
Well, Farnsworth, I didn't know you cared.
I guess we'll just pick it up at the signs and the cosigns. If you'll turn to page 52, please.
Mr. Collins?
You're late.
I'm here to talk to the class. I have a petition to bring back Mr. Laird.
Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding.
Miss Thomas.
Listen, there's been a big misunderstanding here, and I was a large part of that. And, Mr. Laird, he was just trying to teach some kids that needed a break. And I think that we're all just a little spoiled, and we don't realize that there are people out there that need help.
Very touching. If you want to save the world, do it on your own time. Now, if you don't mind, I'm teaching a class here. Please take a seat, Miss Thomas. Take a seat. Miss Thomas.
I blew it.
Must be great being a hero. It doesn't exactly pay the rent. Right now we're looking at about $114 in the bank. Doesn't tide us over.
I'm sorry, Linda. Just when I look at those beautiful kids, I remember what it was like in the barrio. On the outside, always looking in.
It'll be all right. You're my hero.
They fired Kevin.
Yeah, I figured something like that would happen.
Well, we've got to make them give him his job back.
Oh? How you gonna do that?
He's got to have friends.
I'm sure he's got friends. I think Kevin's got more friends than he knows about.
Hit the fan this time, Sing.
Under control.
You call this under control?
I've already fired Laird.
Laird? Your best teacher? I think it's going to be time to face the music.
hell is going on here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Singleton. I couldn't stop them.
You have to just listen to us.
Absolutely not.
Excuse me. What is it that you want to talk about?
We're here to talk about Mr. Laird.
Yeah, Blade.
Well, you can just as well talk to the police.
Hold on there, Singleton. They've come all this way. Let's hear them out.
I think that would be a big mistake.
Now, what would you like to tell us about? And what is this, Laird Blade business?
It's a nickname, for God's sake.
So, Mr. Laird is Blade.
Yeah, that's right. Blade, he got these kids learning again. He opened up Galaxy High and he made it the place to be.
Oh, nothing but manure.
You have to admit it's a pretty big stretch.
See? They don't believe nothing, man.
Hey, if you don't believe it, why don't you test them? Why don't you just let them prove that that's what Blade was doing?
We don't have to prove anything.
Why not? Why don't you put these kids up against the snotty Stonewood students? Huh? Like make it a contest. Are you scared?
We don't want to humiliate your kids.
Try us.
I like it. On one condition.
Name it.
A super quiz with exactly the same kids who fought last night. Only this time we'll let them duke it out with their brains.
Well, Laird is a math teacher. Why not let him prove himself in his own field?
Great! And the wonderful thing is, Singleton, you'll be proving that Mr. Laird's methods don't work. Because if they do, he has his job back.
May I have your attention, please? I would like to welcome you to this special Stonewood High Super Quiz. Let's try and keep it down. I would also like to introduce the chief executive of our school system, Superintendent Leland.
All right, well, we need to come up with something to get them psyched. Chant, let's do a chant, like Stonewood, 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 Stonewood.
Rocks.
Rocks, right?
May we have the contestants on stage, please?
So anyway,
yeah. Well, let's kick some butt. Come on, let's go. Show them who's boss.
Now then, the rules are quite simple. The super quiz format used by the academic decathlon. 2 contestants per question. Point goes to first team to answer the question correctly, and the first team to reach 8 points wins. May I have the first 2 contestants, please?
What do you want to know?
First question. You plotted the position of a star in relation to the background stars 6 months ago and again last night. The angle of shift of the star's position is 0.8 of a second. How would you determine the distance of this star from the Earth? Galaxy High. Go ahead.
With a big tape measure. Okay. But if I couldn't find no tape measure, I guess I'd have to use the trigonometric parallax. See, I'd start with a right triangle formed by the sun, the stars, and the position of the Earth last night. That makes my angle of interest 0.4 seconds, and the far side is the distance from the Earth to the sun in 1 astronomical unit. The near side, with the length we don't know, is the distance from our solar system to the star. Now, you measure the ratio far side over near side for a right triangle when the angle of interest is 0.4 seconds. Something like that.
Correct. Point Galaxy High.
Yo, man, they're trying to burn us with some tough ones.
Next pair.
Who do you want to go? You want to go next? You go. Oh, hey. There you go. Your shoes are untied. Thanks.
Describe the Cartesian coordinate system.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up.
Go ahead, Rob.
It's a system where points on a plane are identified by pairs of numbers that represent distances from two perpendicular lines.
Point Stonewood High.
Come on, let's hurry up and get this shit out of here.
If point number 1 on a map of Stonewood is Fieldstone Avenue at Taft Boulevard, and point number 2 is Beverly Drive at Choate Boulevard, and point number 3 forms an equilateral triangle, where is that third point?
I'd expect these kids to know Beverly Hills geography.
Mr. Laird, you are not involved in this contest. I must remind you to remain quiet. Clay?
Point number 3 of the equilateral triangle would be Stonewood High.
Correct. Point Stonewood High.
We trashed you before. We're going to trash you again.
Come on!
You're right there.
You are disqualified, young man, for ungentlemanly behavior. Now step down. Point Stonewood High. Next.
So, how about you and me get together in the parking lot when this is over?
May we have the question, please?
The next question is, the abscissa of a point in a plane is the distance of the point from the x-axis. The ordinate is the distance of the point from the y-axis. Given an equation, 2x plus 3y equals 12, what are the coordinates of the solution?
You got the question wrong.
Young lady, if you can't answer the question, leave the microphone.
No, see, you reverse them. The abscissa is the vertical line from the point in the plane from the y-axis.